All right.
Hello.
Oh, I hear a Jelly. Hey, Jelly.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody.
Hey, Jelly.
All right, this is going to be a fun night. It's going to be a fun night. Oh, and then the live stream chat is sounding good. That's good. So, you know, I need a professional tweeter. Anybody out there a professional tweeter?
Not me.
It's like, if you guys know how to tweet, do so, because I stink at it. I guess I could click the share button. I'm just trying to think of interesting ways to do this easily. Oh, is this going to work? It is. Okay, cool. Well, there we go. Tweeted. And there we go. Welcome, everybody. Gosh, how has y'all's weekend been?
You talking to me?
Talking to you.
I was like,
Well, you said you were going to do your intro, so didn't know if that was rhetorical.
The intro has been completed.
Oh, well then.
Yeah, I should write something down.
Good.
You bring up a great point. I should just write something down. That way it's like I could provide. It's like, oh, and then when Brian says, and let's check in with everybody here with voice. And then it's everybody knows that it's good. Because I'm just not really that professional at the end of the day.
super professional.
It's like, I'm so professional. I'm the most professional.
Have you met Jelly?
What?
Jelly is she's
You
a
are
professional
so not
healer.
professional.
I am like the most professional person ever. What
She's a professional, professional
Notice she
woman.
couldn't finish her sentence.
All right, guys, I'm gonna fire up a party finder, and so we're not gonna do maps right now because it's like I kind of have this and have the chat. Hey, Chris, open up as a this is gonna be a kind of a wide open game night kind of event. And if somebody comes in who's a complete jerk, we're gonna ban them. So we're gonna see how it goes.
I get to yell at him first.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna, we'll unleash Jelly. And so let me go ahead and say. What'd you say, Sparta?
Oh.
I'm gonna say none. I'm gonna say work to game. Work to game. Live on YouTube.
Oh, that is so good.
What is good?
Brian, I'm just going through the companion app, just sitting up here in chat, and it's just, I will give the companion app one thing.
Okay.
Being able to scroll through my inventory when I'm offline to see if I have certain, like, weapons.
Mm-hmm. It's
really
handy.
nice.
Yeah, it's handy.
Yeah.
What's going on, Loki? How's it going, Ant Ball? I like the name. If you guys aren't aware, our Discord server is open. You can come hang out if you like. You can use the command !Discord, and it should give you the link if you're not in us. Yeah, it's a real adult.
What's the password?
The password is 9999. I'll put that also here in the chat.
Thanks.
So yeah, it's like, how much has you been drinking, Brian? Not at all. This is exhausted Brian after a fun full day. So I got Jelly and I got Sai. If we get one more, we can do a 4-man. If we get more than that,
I'm trying to find the party thingy.
Oh yeah.
Now.
I always just recommend from because I put it under none.
You go into search, and then if you type Brin, he's gonna go into this whole thing.
Yeah, you go to player search, open recruiter name search, type in BRIN for Bryn. You hit search, and then there you go. Oh yeah, and then it's like challenge log, drink. I was thinking
search for party finder, challenge log.
I should make these like, that's where it's sad that Vine isn't a thing anymore, because it could literally be like, hey, let me just link this Vine to you. It's like, but I look at the challenge log and I'm like, man, that's literally one of the things that I hope with 5.0 we get to see something become pretty epic. Sathi, if you want to tank, Sai, if you want to come as a DPS, we can go do.
I'm a 25 gladiator.
25 glad. So I guess we're gonna be in one of 4 dungeons. What's up, Regan? Hey, Christopher. How are you guys doing today? Oh, we got Foxy, so we're going to run into some 8-man content.
What are you streaming on?
We're streaming on YouTube right now. The
You don't do
tubes.
Twitch anymore?
What's up?
I haven't seen you on Twitch streaming.
I kind of go back and forth during the week, depending on my schedule. I'm gonna switch to a level 70 so we can do different level things. So we need a tank. So Welcome more. We might just jump into our raid stuff then. Sathi, have you unlocked all the raid stuff?
I am not current. I'm like one. I did the first tier.
Okay. Well, I'm game for getting you cleared through it as long as you got the gear score.
I'm at 351.
That's pretty good, at least for a while.
That can run you all the way through.
Plenty to do.
Should be at least the second tier.
I believe 350. You can do all 3 tiers.
Really? I thought the third tier was 370.
I believe so.
Maybe I'm wrong. That's Savage. It's 370.
Gotta go unlock the new tier then.
Welcome to Foxy Cleopatra.
1 sec.
Okay, AlphaScape is 355.
Okay. Well, if anybody wants to join us for some AlphaScape, we're gonna go and do some queuing, some brewing and queuing.
360 for V4, I believe, for Alpha.
Okay.
Nope, that's all 355. I just looked.
So what one?
Oh,
one do you have Sathi to do?
I've done all. I did 1 through 4 Deltascape. I got to go unlock AlphaScape. I have not done that yet.
You have not unlocked
Sigma.
Sigmascape?
Yeah, I don't know wherever the next one is after.
So
Delta.
it's Sigma. Will you go get that unlocked and we can queue up for it?
Oh,
Rauger's Reach.
Yeah.
I figured as much.
Go to Rauger's.
Good old Raugers.
And then talk to Jesse.
We got some freaking experts in here, guys. This is great.
Hey.
Well, I just like, because I always call Idleshire, and not Idleshire. And I was like, you're saying go down to Raugers, go talk to Cindy. It's like it's our Texas country, one-stop shop for Tombstones.
Well, technically it's not anymore because you got 2 more shops for tombstones. It's just the current best tombstones only got there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, technically, technically kissing your cousin's not bad as long as your third cousin. Let's say what they say. There's gonna be a silly stream where I do Texas things. I got to go play Pokemon Let's Go. If you guys haven't seen that video,
I've watched the video. I want your opinion, Brian.
Yeah, hit me up.
I'm just like you. I loved old Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of like the new mechanic of like catching. Does it still hold true to like Kanto?
Yeah.
It's just what you looked, where you were able to go. Does it look like Kanto? Upgraded to new graphics.
I think the graphics are some of the most, I think, profound. It's the first thing you kind of really taken aback by. Visually, I was impressed. It's not like, oh my gosh, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, like kind of a graphical leap. But coming off of Dragon Quest X and being able to see Pokemon in the wild in Pokemon Let's Go, people are like, oh, random battles. It's like, there's tons of things you can go fight. Not fight, but just, catch. Since there is no battle. It's like, all right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, Frodo.
That's one thing I didn't like.
This is weird. I can't seem to find the
random
quest.
battle.
Did you finish it? Like, if you look in your quest log?
I don't see any quest regarding Delta in my quest log.
Can you drop party and hunt it, and then I can put the rest of us here in like AlphaScape, so we can just like run some stuff while you go unlock stuff.
Fine, I see how it is. We'll leave him behind.
I'm just being legit. Like, welcome to the stream where we stand around and talk.
Let me see.
I'm gonna put us into not Savage. I'm gonna put us into Alpha 1 through 4. Are you guys that are with me here in the party ready?
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna queue. All right, and we'll reopen the party finder as soon as we're done. One of my party members does not meet the requirements. Who could that be? Foxy, are you here in voice with us? Wish it told me which one.
I haven't seen anything on party chat either.
No, let me message. Foxy, are you in with us in voice? Oh, might be. Do you have Alpha unlocked? And then if so, we actually have the party and this live stream up. If you guys use the command Discord, which hey, check it out, perfect. Nightbot, thank you, perfect timing. You can join in our Discord server, and if you want, we actually have party chat for voice opened up. If you are a jerk or have a bad mic, we will kindly ask you to leave. We will unleash jelly on you. Who? So less than polite. But we do ask that you please watch your language if you come into voice, and just have a decent mic and have a willing to have a good freaking time. We'll find out here in a second if Foxy has alpha unlocked. I think so. Okay. Maybe I won't do 1 through 4. I'll just start with
truck
1.
wash.
Okay, there we go.
No, ma'am. He's gone walking already.
Hey, Sparta, you're still on chat.
Probably about 10, 15 minutes.
Sparta's at work. Our party finder will be back up here in a little bit, Frodo or Raze. So we're gonna keep keeping the party finder up and just running content as a community tonight. Hopefully it's gonna be a good time. Hopefully you guys have fun. I'm looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to it all day.
That sounds very pretentious.
Which sounds pretentious?
Your optimism.
My optimism? I'm an optimist.
Yes.
To a fault, and it's a character trait that I do immediately give people trust. But if they lose that trust, it's unfortunate. It's then very hard for them to get that back. So it's kind of like, give and take there. And no, Aziz, have not done any of the savage stuff in this round. I did a little savage for the for Delta and Sigma, and then but then I got super busy. And with this round, it just kind of became a thing. I was like, maybe. And I watched a couple of guides, and I was like, I don't know. That doesn't seem like a fun pick-up group kind of event. What's up, Chaos?
Hey, Stacy.
What's up?
You're the one that's needing to unlock, right?
I have no idea what's going on right now. My stuff, because I cannot find where.
I'm gonna move us to game chat, and I'll help you get everything unlocked.
Cool. Thanks,
so
Sparta.
that we don't interrupt.
All right, guys, we're ready to go. Here we go, counting down. All right, so what's the bet? Is he gonna go Vortex, or is he gonna go Tsunami?
I've never done this fight.
You've never done this fight?
No, I'm just joking.
I was like, what is happening? What is happening? Oh my gosh, you freaked me out. Jelly. I almost felt extremely honored, though. There was a part of me that was like, what?
I got all my healer pieces. I'm working on my tank pieces now.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna go DPS mode. The rage consumes me. Ah. Alright, back to...
No, don't double stack people.
Yeah, that's what happens when you do. Thanks, Jelly. Can we recover? I've seen more intense recoveries. Do we have red mages? No, darn it. Cyclone. Get over here.
Okay, I did not expect him to turn sideways.
Yeah, it was an interesting turn that he did right there. Thankfully, I mean, it's like from a moving perspective, not a lot of ground that you need to cover. Pop that, pop that. I'm just gonna heal up this way. You kind of stack on his butt. Cool. No. Don't take it from me. Don't take it from me. Is that the tank? Is that the Dark Knight? Daggone.
That's the other tank.
Well, he freaked me out like with his like sword. I was like, I couldn't even tell. I was like, wait a minute.
He's got the Odachi.
Yeah, that's where I was like, that's where it kind of confused me because I thought it was a samurai. All right, Battles of Agony. I don't think we're making it. Yeah, limit break.
Yeah, and I was animation locked into the rings.
That's got wipe. Into the void.
I tried.
Oh man, that was crazy. Let's do better. Alright, ready to check.
Yeah, if I see the double stack, I won't stack because everybody's gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
The other reason I lived, because I'm not getting involved with that malarkey.
Yeah, sometimes whenever I see somebody with like that stack marker and they're running away from me at some point, it's like, I'm not gonna die with you.
Right, I'm just like, I'm not chasing you. Like, you can die.
Oh, you can't hurt me. Ooh. Weaving everything I got. Knock down. Whew. Fiendish orbs. So, Jelly, or anyway, have you guys done the Savage mode of this fight?
No, I barely play, to be honest.
Yeah. That's kind of where the game's at right now.
Like, I haven't even capped this week, and I was just like, I don't really care.
It's
Like,
kinda-
if you didn't play, I would have been, like, sleeping, probably.
It kind of was like, there's a point where it's like, if I don't hit cap, it's like, I feel like it's like just a, it's just a matter of time before I just like, all right, we're starting to hit that kind of part of the phase. Which is unfortunate because it feels like it happens way more frequently than it used to.
It does.
Okay. Did come it. It's too soon on that one. Wasted it. There we go. Okay, going to A. Why is the other tank over here? Okay, never mind. I think he figured it out. There we go. That's what got us last time. Our group can be taught. Where's my controller stuck? Yeah. So I haven't heard Cleo much. Hey, Cleo.
Hi.
How you doing?
Concentrating.
Okay. Are you Foxy?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Hey, making connections, man. Hey, what's up, Legendary? Powder Puff. What's going on? There we go, there we go. Cool. Good job, guys. Fam and me are doing good. We got some rest this weekend, so I feel rejuvenated. And then I have a crazy work week this week, so gonna be putting in a lot of hours. But I finally beat Dragon Quest XI. Felt really good about that. There we go. Already got a couple interesting video ideas. Yeah, I'm doing good there.
I'm kind of at the point where this is so mindless, like I'm half paying attention. Like I'm just like, my eyes see things, but I'm basically just doing things, but I'm not knowing. I'll see.
Why are we doubling?
That's bad.
I didn't see
Yeah, both
that
are
they doubled.
healers. Like, who's doubling it? Yeah, you're saying like, I'm just kind of doing this, and then it's like...
Yeah, well, I didn't expect them to double since
I'll heal myself though.
There we go.
they didn't double the first time, so
They
I thought they
didn't, and it was
learned
like,
by now.
okay, cool. I guess the smaller circle freaked him out. Welcome back. I'm gonna warrior tank this for 29%. No healers. This is happening.
What are y'all running?
Chaos.
I saw
Alright,
something like that.
let's
It was
wipe
like,
it.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
you're not gonna do that.
Yeah, good message there, Jelly. Does anybody have any questions? Sai's got a good smart response.
I do.
All right.
So when those circles come out, like, what's supposed to happen? Because I see people stacking. Are you supposed to not?
there
With
is
the double
yeah,
stack, it's just that's a 4.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you don't
So
like
the single stacks was no stacking.
correct. So it's like
Okay.
we have the A and B. So I'm gonna go like A. We want 4 on 4 on A and 4 on B. And one time
And
I
what
think,
about
go ahead.
the tornado one with all the alliance? What do you do for that?
So for the tornado, you want to sit on the edge. Don't be in the center for it. And then you want to
On the outer edge?
no. Like I'm gonna tank him on one of the 4 squares, and you just want to be behind him. The tornado is gonna knock you, and so you want to have it knock you kind of towards like kind of the corner, like over here or over there. And then that way you don't get knocked off. And then he's gonna do kind of a room wide badoom move, and you just want to make sure that you're on behind it. Okay, we got
Okay,
people
go.
pulling.
Or you want to, with the tornado, another good, because, and that's one thing I love, reason why I was happy that they made it so you have no excuse not to have your cross roll skills. Pop your knockback.
Yeah, if you got
Pop
it,
your
pop it.
knockback. I mean,
See, that's his big old like
just pop it there.
gonna knock everybody off the building kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'll try to call it out. I guess that might be a little bit more interesting. Tsunami. Okay, so yeah, just don't stand on the sides. He's gonna do his like I forget. It's like it's Big Bang that comes after. So for these, everybody just stacks up together. Yeah, everybody stay stacked. There we go. Knockdown, yeah, knockdown, run into the back of the room. Because the Big Bang is what's going to follow it, and we want to try to make sure that... There's Big Bang. Yeah, we don't want to be in that. Okay, the orbs, the tanks, you need to get the line, so don't run into it. Or don't cross the streams, essentially.
Good Ghostbuster reference.
Thank you. I recently just saw the newest Ghostbusters movie. I thought it was good.
I fell asleep.
I usually fall asleep into movies, so just FYI. I don't see that as
I don't really fall asleep, but like that one I was just like like I'm
a horrible movie critic though. I'm just like, all right, like I was either basically movies or was I entertained? Yes or no?
I heard there was a lot of nostalgia dealing with like the original.
Mm-hmm.
This is for like a lot of movie critics. It was an okay movie. I think it had like a.
I wonder if they're going to do a sequel.
Or 60 something.
Like,
I doubt it.
I don't think so. It didn't go over very well.
I mean, like, are they going to like? Because didn't they also say they were like an all-male boy Ghostbusters is coming, and it's like it just seems so silly. Like, who cares? Make a good movie.
Yeah, I doubt they'll do a sequel because there were so many mixed.
All right, stacking A. Come on, other guy, other idiot. Okay, let him die. Okay. Other tank is just not stacking. That's great. Thank you, other tank.
If only I was there, I'd solo stack, man award that stuff.
It's like, I am a boss.
I've actually done that. I've solo took that stack mechanic with a man award.
Serious?
I had 10% health.
That's awesome.
Man award is a beast.
I'm losing track of what mechanic is coming up because, oh, that's right, we've done it again.
Both healers are dead, aren't they?
No, not right now.
Thanks for your vote of confidence there, Brian.
Listen, when I'm watching people struggle on stacks,
I was like, oh, I trust these people. They stacked once, they learned.
And then I'm watching it happen a second time, and I'm like, I don't know, like.
No, I'm not stacking with anybody.
Well, that's the thing. It's like honestly, it's going to be the point where, yeah, it's more like the who are we going to just let die? Don't let the heal as long as the healer isn't the one stacked.
Yeah, that's the only reason I lived the first time, because I was like, I don't trust anybody. I'm not gonna stack. And that's the only reason I lived. And the third time, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna trust, and I die.
I think we'll see if we can get the stack mechanic. I think it's the samurai with the pumpkin head that it's like we're all stacked and then like going to their spots, and he's like, I'm just gonna run away.
That Mr. Happy actually pointed this out. Back in like Spoiled the Bahamut, all your stack mechanics, they were all the same, just stack mechanics.
Okay.
Where you had that AoE and it was the potion. Didn't know. Oh yeah, you're all supposed to get hit by that AoE. Raiding now is just like, oh yeah, this is stack mechanic. This is the get away from me mechanic. This is the cone mechanic.
I mean, it's good they're making new mechanics.
I'm confused about the statement. Like, isn't the game has always been the same? This is the mechanic. It's the same through everything.
No, it's like the way they like dictate. Oh yeah, hey, you're supposed to stack here, or hey, you're supposed to get away from that one party member that got the marker. You're supposed to get away from it. Or hey, maybe you need to use this instead. It was literally in Alexander or not, partially through Alexander, it was the same way. They used the same marker for all of that. And it wasn't even the stack marker, like the stack marker that it is now. It was just an AoE marker. Like the markers have literally changed.
Yeah, I mean,
rating.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's been a while since I've done that kind of stuff, so at least it's not fresh on my memory.
Yeah, it's weird going back and doing that content.
No, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh.
I tried to like get him so that son of a gun. All right.
I got it.
Thank you. Cool. Then I'm gonna let him main it, and then I'm gonna just go DPS. Fiendish Orange. Alright, can we get a limit break? Thank you, Jelly.
No problem. Have you made your macro yet?
I have not, I apologize.
Oh, this has been years.
It has
Tell
been.
me. Years I've been on you.
I just do this. I'm always like, LB. Like, you know, it's like, so please assist limit break monster. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to copy that.
That would be plagiarism.
No, I'm letting him.
I'm gonna have my Flip Newson moment. I've gotten permission. I've gotten the copyright.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, copy. Yum, yum. Okay, that was weird. Okay, cool. Thank you. Player com. I'll go with the tank. And loot. Need. I don't care. Just give me something. Oh, finally a good roll on a bolt. Finally a good roll on a bolt. And I got the chain.
Hey, that's a belt.
It's a belt. Let's see here. I guess a belt for my summoner or something.
380 belt.
All right, gonna open up Party Finder. Recruit, and it's saved. Oh, changes within the party have changed. Party Finder. Recruit. None. We're gonna figure it out. Password is 9999. 9999. Anyone is welcome to come join if you're on the Aether Data Center. We'll be running. Who knows? that was chaos. We might go do some more Alpha Escape. We might change it up. Let's see here.
If you change it up, let me know. Then I can stop doing this for Sigma.
Are you still working on the quest?
I'm still working on it. Okay,
let me know when Sigma 1 is unlocked. We'll go and we'll pick you up at that point.
Right, I understand.
Macro.
Keeping an eye on your stream, that way I know what you're up to.
Well, thank you.
Otherwise, I've been like muting the chat so I can concentrate on the cutscenes.
And thumbs up, Piggy is there.
Thanks for the clear, guys. I gotta go though.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, dude. Really appreciate it. I like your name, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Foxy Cleopatra.
It's from a movie.
Yeah, that's from Austin Powers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's nice hanging out with you. Thanks for coming, and have a good day, dude.
All right, later.
Later.
Yep.
All right. Limit break. Break. Please assist. Okay, it's. It's not looking like it's linking up with the text. So tab. No. Please assist. Dadgummit, come on. Please assist. Thank you. Limit break. Yes. monster. Thank you.
Well,
I try to
if
be
he's still-
fine.
Well, you're all like ready for multiple languages, aren't you? All right.
Hey, Dale. Brian, what you can do, if you want to get really complicated, instead of typing monster,
Do
type
T.
in the targeting.
Mhm.
So whatever you're fighting, it always says, limit break this monster.
I'm gonna say monster, and then I'm gonna add that. So there we go. So that way, like, so if I'm doing it here, thank you.
I like to give people the, benefit of the doubt. They understand that they know where the boss is, but that might be giving people a little too much credit, maybe. But
Set the hop
Jelly,
Wow.
I'll give the community, it has gotten a lot better in a lot of ways.
There we go.
With how casual it's become.
did you just call me a monster?
That's what I was like. I thought you would
He
react to
did
it.
call you a monster. How rude.
Oh, you're on Primal? Well, we were also saying, like, if you want to go and be on Primal and Crossworld, I think we have actually a Crossworld Link show on Primal, if anybody's interested, that is run, and that way people within the community who play on Primal, hopefully, one day these walls will come down. Harrow, welcome to the workforce. Thanks for the subscription to YouTube. Sorry, what were you saying?
I'm hoping that that rumor of the mega servers or whatever that they were talking about. I mean, right now it's a rumor, but those were his exact
the goal.
words.
Yeah, it's the goal. It's a matter, like, as to the execution of when. That's gonna,
that's gonna be
I still think that's just a process.
Big mess.
I think
That's gonna be a giant ball of mess.
I think it's a process.
We think, oh yeah, we're tough. We got 2 data centers in the U.S. In North America, we have 2 data centers. In Europe, it's fine. There's only 1.
Mm-hmm.
In Japan, there are 4 data centers.
There are 4 data centers in Japan?
If I remember correctly, at least there's
I think there's 2.
3.
Let me check. Effective servers.
It could have been a number of servers. They have like twice as many servers as we do.
So there's Elemental, Gaia, Mana, Aether, Primal. Aether Primal is US. Chaos is Europe. So that gives 3. You're right. Elemental, Gaia, and Mana.
So they have 3 data centers over there.
And they're, wow, that's a bummer.
We have a lot more servers in Japan, and we think we have a problem in North America.
An error occurred on the stream. Let's see if this will... I don't know if I'm still live. Let me refresh this page and see what happens. All right. Well, we still got the Party Finder open for anybody who's interested to come and join, hang out. We're on Aether. Got the password is 9999. I'll just put that back in here. 9999. If you guys want to come join, we are doing a community game night. You can also do Discord to get a link to join our Discord server. And we've actually got us open up to public right now. Loki, all right. Ariel, this is great. So we can, you guys come and actually hang out in voice. If you have a good mic and a good attitude, you're welcome to stay.
I'm leaving.
Okay,
but not you're kicking me out.
When I say good attitude, basically the bar is don't be that guy.
I have a good mic, I just don't have a good voice.
Oh, you're fine. I said good mic, and that's like, you're not. It doesn't sound like you're in a wind tunnel. You know?
Hey, as long as
I
the
heard
truck
the
doesn't
mic's pretty
pull in, I'll be fine.
Like Sparta sounds like perfectly fine and clear. I'm just saying, like, I don't want people coming in and be like, it's like.
Please stop. That's my ASMR trigger. Okay.
Wait, you're telling me I sound fine? Holy moly! Like, I'm on my phone right now.
I can tell. I can tell you're on your phone, but the quality is not horrible. I guess I have weird audio standards. Like, it's like, you know, you're recording a phone call. That sounds like a recorded phone call. Expectation has been set. But, you know, we'll see. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got some 8-man content. We can go do some AlphaScape 2. Let's see here. I can go tank again. I need to probably click on actually the window, not to have it. I probably should switch my character. Drag that.
Should be about time you finish up whenever you're running.
That one.
You're going to go machinist?
No, I'm not going machinist for that one.
Okay, 2 black mages, a healer, 2 tanks.
Midgar? Ooh, yeah, that's a tough fight for any class.
I'm going to put us into
it's easy on
2, 3, and 4. And we're going to see what's happening. What's up, Chazarak? How you doing, dude?
As long as Jelly stays within range of my teleport, it's easy as hell.
Oh, you're going on
true.
Black Mage?
Black mage.
Jelly, don't pull me out of my ley lines.
Oh,
God,
you
she's gonna
messed
pull me out of my ley lines.
She's just gonna. That's
messed
all
up
it is.
real bad.
You just tempted her, and that's not good.
No. We were in what were we running when you did that to me? We were running something, and she waited until as soon as I dropped my ley lines, she hit rescue and sprinted away. So it ripped me all the way across the arena.
It was so funny.
I couldn't even return to my ley lines.
All right,
I was
great.
so far out of range.
Great. The password is 9999 Chaz, and so as soon as we wrap with this one, I'll open up Party Finder for anybody else who wants to come in. Maybe we'll get a full 8-man tonight. We also have the Discord chat open.
Rip me out of my ley lines, but not during my opener, please.
So do it. Like, you know, you tell me not to do it.
Oh, Jelly, don't be cruel.
Oh, this is gonna be so fun. Oh,
You're so
are you
mean.
scared? Are you scared?
I'm afraid I don't want to use ley lines now.
Oh man, I want to see it happen. Oh wait, I should probably do that. What was I doing my limit break? I had the macro up. Somebody limit break him now.
I think it's rescue's gonna be on cooldown.
Oh, he's doing his little circle thing.
Wait, is Resca a mana pool now? I thought it was a free skill.
It's free. They're saying they're just gonna do it, and just keep pulling him out of his ley lines just to mess with him.
I'm just gonna pull him around. If there's like fire on the ground, he's going in it. I'm not gonna heal.
Jelly, don't be cruel.
Don't be cruel. Do. Sorry. Akmorn.
Stack together, stay stacked.
I like my little shake it off kind of thing. I like that I can kind of give everybody a nice little buff. Okay, he's doing a circle. I'm betting it's flip. Any takers? 5 million gil. Ah, he should have taken it.
Yes. If you did it, the first. Like,
That's what we should do. We should bet gil. Make little fun side bets on the game.
Anybody playing Powerball? Or
No.
Mega Ball?
I don't gamble. Oh man, I get hit by
I don't
this.
usually, but so Tim got a
don't
fortune
know.
cookie.
Oh, yeah?
today. And then I was like, oh crap, now we gotta play because there's numbers in it. Because like I got superstitious, like watch, now if we don't do it, the numbers
Yeah,
are
that's gonna
win,
be
so-
exact. You're gonna be like,
Right,
no.
so like we had to do it now because of stupid fortune cookie. But they were like really bad numbers, but it was like $2, so I don't care.
So when do you find out?
Tomorrow, I think. I don't know. I don't ever play, so I think it's Tuesday and Friday.
It's gonna be, I guess, interesting. Like, I guess, like, what happened to Jelly? It's like, I don't know, man. It's like, oh, she won the lottery. It's like she contacted Square Enix. She took several $1 million and she had them make a HD
The
updated
mobile
version.
version.
Yeah, finish the
Format.
game. Oh man, oh this is bad. I'm making mistakes. I get going. I was just like the ice. I ran to the corner. I was like, I'm hanging out by the ice. That's not a good thing.
and Jelly, I think the same reason why, like, it comes down to the same problem that we've always said. they're overworking their CP. Like that's why 14 starting to go downhill.
I think he's into it though. I think he's just that
Oh,
kind of person. So I mean, like, well, I mean, I don't
No,
think like he's
there's a
played
thing
master,
in Japan.
Right? So
In Japan, it's a known thing. Like workaholics, and they work themselves to death. You know, it's like I don't know. I think he's got too many responsibilities.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly because you got to think he is the head of all of Division 5, and that's like 3 or 4 projects. Like current projects that are operating right now.
Yeah. I just hope Nexion doesn't ruin it. Ah, daggum it. I just hope Nexion doesn't ruin it. Like, visually it looks really nice. And I want them just to drop the name mobile and just be like, here's our like kind of updated remaster, and it happens to be on mobile. It happens also you can install it on PC. It happens you can also install it on your Switch. You know, it's like
please let it be installable on the Switch.
Oh, I know. Like if they make it and it's like, oh yeah, and then it's like only on my I don't play mobile games.
That would be perfect. That would be a perfect game for the Switch.
It would be perfect. It would be it would be perfect for me. That's all I'm saying. Like you want to fit another kind of a game into my schedule? Switchbound.
Die in the fire.
Kill you, inside.
She keeps pulling me out of my ley lines.
So you have I'm just so curious now because they have the a Final Fantasy XI fan event December 2nd. And
yeah, I mean, when was the last fan event?
It's been years. That's why I'm just saying, like, why is Final Fantasy XIV Fan Fest just about Final Fantasy XIV? Like, at some point, like, just make it a big event and like support 11. You know,
why not have like? I mean, Bethesda does it, or not Bethesda?
Blizzard.
Or is it? Blizzard does. I mean, Blizzard has BlizzCon.
Yeah.
It's mostly about WoW. Yeah. But it's also about Diablo.
I'm hoping I'm hoping they announce Diablo 4 this year. Like that would be amazing.
Well, I was talking about this with some coworkers. Diablo 3 is getting a Switch port.
Yeah.
Diablo 3 originally came out 5 years ago.
And they're even talking about crossplay for the Switch, which is awesome.
Yeah, they're talking crossplay for all. Not just for the Switch, but for PS4, PS3, Xbox 360. They're talking about crossplay on all platforms.
Yeah.
This game is 5 years old. Most of the time with a single player game, you're talking about the game going like getting death nailed after 5 years.
Why is everybody hanging out with the tank? I'm just wondering. I got a lot of friends over by me.
Like, I mean,
Skyrim, that's better.
that's Elder Scrolls Skyrim. That's how old is that game now?
Well, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's multiplayer games have longer lives than other games.
Well,
you know?
It's not just even multiplayer. I mean, it's technically Diablo and Skyrim are single player games with a huge multiplayer component.
I'm down. LB3? Yes!
LB3.
Yeah, it's complicated. But I'm hoping that, like, at BlizzCon, we probably know we're probably going to hear a small thing about the next, maybe about WoW Pack. Probably will. I mean, that's always. We'll hear something about WoW. I'm hoping we hear something. I mean, a Diablo 4 would be weird in the sense that they really technically ended the Diablo like story.
They could always just kind of like basically have it being like a retelling of Diablo 1. I mean, it
And
is...
I trap myself.
You know, I just thought of something, Brian.
Okay.
What if, like, okay, so I've never really got to play Diablo 1 and 2. Diablo 1 and 2, it is impossible to play now without mod. Because you have to mod your computer to run Windows 98.
Well, all Windows computers can do that. I mean, it's not really a mod. It's
Yeah, but I mean, you have to go through, like, you have to download an extra app just to even try and run Diablo. Like, Steam won't even run Diablo.
But the fact is, you're right. Like, it's not on Steam. It's not on, you know, like, it's not easily accessible. But at the same time, like, okay, I don't necessarily want the original. Like, I would like it more for, whether if it's just a D4 or if it's just like, hey, it's a new Diablo, I'm not paying attention.
What if, like, yeah, a lot of people would see, I never gonna play Diablo. What if they announce, because I mean, again, it comes down to that point of porting a game is only resource heavy in the matter of like 3 months worth of coding. Most of your graphics are done. I mean, the only thing you're having to do is upgrade the run on the Windows. Or
well, I mean, that's one aspect. But if you look at Final Fantasy XI, Sparta, like if you look at 11. You know that you can up-res the game and make it like 1080p, etc. But they don't have that actually for the menus, and so it's there is still some, like, especially for these older games. It's like we're talking about, like, it wasn't even 16 by 19. It was you know, CRT. Do they work to port the original?
Yeah, or do they remaster it completely?
Right. Because that's the same question that I'm actually having with Dragon Quest, you know, because it's like, yeah, like, I'd love to see them bring more Dragon Quest stateside, and then it's like, do I want them to would I rather have them remaster the games, like, kind of make it kind of an 11 style, which that's, I think a lot of people would like that, or do we have it to where they, you know, just release the classic, you know, old school, you know, style. Let's get player com.
I think that gets into the matter of, like, it comes down to this is the big thing about it. Like, I would even say, like, with Diablo 3, like, on Switch, maybe that'll be a test run. Like, we were, like, test runs that we were talking about, like, Call of Duty, like, this guy, he was talking about, like, Call of Duty versus, like, why can't they make just a Call of Duty, pure Call of Duty zombie game? And
well, they did.
I was saying, like,
that's the current Call of Duty Black Ops. Like, it's 3 games in one. All right, we got the party finder up. So Sathi, if you want to jump in, password's 9999. Let's see, let me just do password 9999 for anybody who's coming and hanging out with us. We're in Discord. You can come hang out actually freely in voice if you wish. Party changed, closed. Party finder. All right.
But so what I'm hoping is, like, they try something. I would like to go back and play Diablo 1 right now. I tried, and, like, it came down to that problem, like, the menus, the controls were just, it just didn't feel right anymore. Because you couldn't get a good controller, because you had to use, you know, key to joy or joy to key or whatever. And it's just, that program is just horrible.
So we got 2 tanks, 1 healer. Sathi, are you coming, dude?
I'm trying to, but it says I'm in the wrong class to join.
Oh, okay, we need a healer. Do you have a healer?
I can't heal. Not max level.
Let me...
I'll go heal.
Okay. Alright, let me go ahead and open it back up. And duty party finder. Alright, it should be up here. Why is it still saying healer? 1 second. We need a DPS, right? Your DPS?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Or tank. I can tank too.
I'll put you in on DPS. All right, we're open. Go for it. 9999.
Do you like my glamour?
Let me see. Very nice.
That's very not safe for work. That's not safe for dungeons either.
It's not safe for
very
dungeons,
safe.
but that's safe. That's safe for work. There's many careers that a young cat lady can have.
That's a rabbit hole.
We're gonna be playing Eric until I'm too tired to play anymore. You know, so I don't know when that time comes. It's gonna come when I make
some seafood mix and I'm out of here.
Seafood mix, a little whiskey, and it's like this is the most entertaining stream ever. Let's look up Brian's nose. See what's up there. All right.
Just shrimp hanging out of your mouth.
Shrimp. We had shrimp for dinner, you know, so.
Oh,
All right, so you just unlocked Sigmascape. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did.
Cool. All right, we're rolling Sigma.
Have I done these?
Yes.
Glad to have done them.
Yes.
I don't remember them.
We're gonna get
Going
some.
in
We're gonna
blind.
get some. We're gonna get some Sigmas. Getting those Sigmas knocked
Well,
down.
this will be Doom Train.
Doom Train. In fact, I
God.
loved Sigmascape. I loved the Sigma series. Actually,
I did too.
I even love the Alphascape. Like, I just think they did a really good job.
I think all of Omega was really, yeah, it was a nostalgia.
It's not a raid though.
Just
It's more
like-
of a trial. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I will give
So
you.
boring.
Sorry. That seems.
I think I've only done this one maybe like 2 times because it was beyond boring. So I was just like, I don't even want the bolts, and I just.
What appears to be
stopped
a
playing.
train? Here it comes.
Yeah, I got to the point where literally
Yeah.
it was just like, okay, I fight Kefka, and that is it. Like, that is it.
Spoilers.
I know.
Wait, what? I fight who?
The Mad Clown of Final Fantasy VI.
I would argue that the train is the glitchiest fight I've ever seen.
Oh,
Release.
yeah.
I have no idea what I'm
Special
doing,
Savage.
so.
Oh, yeah, dude. I've seen it happen, Barrett. And welcome, Barrett. How nice to talk to you in person.
I'm just quiet because I'm practicing.
Oh, you're good. What are you practicing?
I have to get down Chaos Savage.
Nice.
Because I took over from my statics tank as warrior. Because the dude just kind of left us in a really bad state.
I'm sorry to hear
It
that.
was bad. It was eh.
So what's happening?
So
Ow.
I liked Sigma a lot. I don't like Alpha.
Oh, from a Savage perspective? The
Yes.
when I saw like the stuff on Chaos and it's like, oh, see, DPS has to die, I was like, I have no patience to do that in a pug.
Chaos isn't bad. Midgard is way too much
Yeah.
BS if you have any kind of latency at all. And I don't know about Omega 3 yet. I'm still working on that.
I heard
Started.
that Omega is just well, like the duty action in Omega,
You don't
or
have
normal?
it in Savage.
you don't have it in Savage.
Yeah.
You
Well,
have to tank LB3 to survive that.
well, yes. But you can also tank LB. She's another mechanic.
LB cheese, is that what I just heard?
Yes.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry.
I can't remember which other one was the tank.
Oh, did you get knocked off?
Where all the red
No, I
fists
got
are.
plenty.
What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to destroy them pair by pair, but most groups say F it and just stack them all up and just tank LB it.
I'm just kind of like fighting. I don't know what the mechanics is at all, so.
Well, this will be fun. All
I'm
right,
waiting for
taking
myself to
bets.
wipe
How
out.
many times will Sathi die?
I don't think
Uh,
he'll die.
That Doom Train.
Oh, I got out of his like that. That's crap.
I'm gonna gamble and say 3.
I'm gonna say 2.
I know of at least 2 that it's basically an automatic death because of no mechanics.
Blinded by my hubris.
I know, but I feel just like anything in this game, it's just the same mechanic. Like if you've played this game for 10 minutes, it's the same mechanics over and over again.
I think that's
all
essentially
the markers
what...
are the same. So it's like if you have
Oh,
done
come on.
Copper Bell Mines, you're good. You can do anything in this game.
That's like that's where they throw the hardest content at you, Copper Bell.
No, they throw all the hardest stuff in Savage, all the exclusive stuff.
Oh yeah,
They want you
Savage.
to
We're
that.
joking here, obviously.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Okay.
That'd be
for
funny though if
normal
it wasn't.
content, I could definitely
I still think the
say-
hardest dungeon in the game is Amdor, not Amdorker, but why am I drawing a blank on it?
Armvale.
Armvale.
Right.
It's not hard.
I have
Do
never,
it with a
I've only,
thug.
not never, I've only seen myself get clear on that dungeon without a wipe once. Like, every time I've gone in, somebody is going to have a problem with some Oh, train is glitching.
Spirit Train for
Right.
sure.
You probably had these stories. You get to Armvale, you're running it, or you queue for a level, like you get Armvale, and you get a level 47 Conjurer as your healer.
That's happened. Okay, I don't think it matters on the Ghost, but in Savage, it's like tanks want a certain one.
Yeah, in Savage,
Yeah.
a certain one. Normal, there isn't one. Just
It
pick
doesn't
one.
matter. Pick one.
Oh, okay, so you're going to Ghost.
If you
Yeah, go
don't
into a
pick
Ghost.
one, you're dead.
I kill the Ghost?
Yeah, and kill the Ghost.
Ooh.
If you don't kill it, you're dead.
This is a really big train car.
Yeah, it's a giant train. It's the Doom Train.
Look at my room. I want this.
Or Phantom Train, never mind.
Yeah, I think it's Phantom Train. Doom Train was Final Fantasy 3?
Well, this is a part of that. Like, it
No.
was the Phantom Train was AKA 6.
Oh God! Move, you wanks! Move, fly, you fools! Someone just screwed up the mechanic horribly. Oh Lord!
Yeah, but like to Jilly's point, like I think they're like the majority when I look and I talk with the community and everything like that. The longer you've played this game, it doesn't feel like the game's doing a lot for kind of longer term players.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it in different ways that we think that they could help address some of the issues, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see.
I've been bored out of my mind with this game.
They're gonna do
I-
something.
I-
but
Let's have a group of
That's what I'm thinking, Barrett. Go ahead,
They
Sadie.
have to.
Like, I have not logged on to the game at all, other than maybe someone invites me to play with them. And I have a blast when I play people, but
Well,
Just solo? It's
the
kinda
friend
boring.
game is the true end game right now, in my opinion.
oh yeah,
Dadgummit, he got me. I didn't even see that he was looking at me. I was having too much fun making jokes. But yeah, like I think Barrett, that's what that's actually the only concern is that if they don't do anything big, that it's going to be, I'll be disappointed because everything from the story, from when I look at the development, I'm like, it feels like they are working on something big. And if they don't, if there's nothing big ever happens, I'm worried that I'm just going to be like, just done at that point. Gonna be like, okay.
I think a lot of people feel that way right now. It's like, like games like, look at WoW. It's
WoW's not in a good
15 years old.
spot.
That's what I hear. Chris was like,
It's in a horrible spot. People are leaving it.
oh yeah. There's I'm playing
It's
it right
broken.
now, and it's
Oh, did WoW's finally hit the nail?
that's
Yeah,
what people
they-
are saying.
No, the game itself is broken right now. Like it's glitch fest.
Oh.
It's glitch fest.
Joy!
And there's things that WoW like
Wow.
has done that like I find are interesting. Like when they because like their whole like kind of server shards and everything like that. All right, I'm doing the fun macro. There we go.
Yeah, and I think that's what the mega servers are going to be. It's going to lead to that server start. Like maybe they'll start with
Yeah,
just data centers.
oh, frick.
Like
Thank you.
maybe they'll like North America and Japan and Europe doesn't need it. Maybe they'll add an extra European name. Maybe,
it's possible.
Maybe that's something they can afford.
I think if they add a new data center in Europe, I think Australian players are going to be like really mad.
Oh yeah, definitely. They definitely need a server down there in Australia, New Zealand area.
It depends if they got the volume, because it's like I'm with you there. It's like,
yeah, I think that's another thing. Like, but I feel like right now, currently, all I'm doing is getting on every week, trying to cap my tombstones if I can each week. Amazingly, I have the last 2 weeks. Killing myself at work.
for Sathi hasn't done it yet. I don't know if you'll do Alpha Escape, but we still will do Alpha 3 and Alpha 4. But Sathi, why don't you go unlock Sigma 2?
Working on it.
Shouldn't take too long, I don't think. I don't know if I remember correctly.
Maybe a few minutes.
Let me make sure. Let's see if I missed any comments. What's up, Ted? Train is better than Kefka. Ted is dropping the mic. He is wrong.
Okay, that is a tough decision.
Oh wow, thanks. So all 8 of you who've hit that thumb up button, I really appreciate you. If you can, anybody who thumbs up and shares out the stream, I really appreciate it. It means so much.
Hey everybody.
Hey, what's going on?
Not too much. It's Derek.
Who?
Eric.
Oh, cool.
I just talked on YouTube.
Cool. Eric, is there a better mic that you have access to?
Not right now. Here,
You can hang out in voice. What I can do though is like, if you're cool with listening and kind of chiming in, it just when I was talking about earlier and even Sparta was like, like even my mic is like, yeah, the audio. I'm having a hard time actually making out what you're saying, and it sounds. So I was like, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But feel free to hang out. Yeah.
There's a lot of background noise where I'm at.
Oh, where were you at? I'm just curious.
I work at an airport.
Oh, well, that would make a lot of sense why there's a lot of background noise. Feel free to hang out in voice though, and just kind of like go in listening in listen mode.
Sounds good.
Barrett, you were about to say something?
No, I'm just hiccuping.
Oh, okay.
I think that was me, Brian.
Okay.
But like if they if something drastic doesn't happen before 5.0, I might not buy 5.0. Like they have to grab me in 4.5.
I don't know if they will. I think essentially they might. I mean, they already started talking about how some big PvP changes that they're planning for 4.5.
Either they have to grab me in 4.5 or the Fan Fest, which I am glad they're letting us watch the Fan Fest for free.
Yeah.
Going there.
Yeah, I know.
So
am I.
To just punch me in the gut and tell me buy this expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have to announce things like Garlemald. We're going to Garlemald finally. We have to do these things now. Look what they have done to us. We need to fight back.
Yeah, we're going to Garland.
Yeah, that or they could pull out a huge twist
or
and slam something into the world again.
Yeah, if they say we're not going to Garlemald, I want to go to the original continent of the dragon.
I would say January, Eternal Spitfire.
For what?
He's asking when 4.5 is dropping, and so
yeah,
January is going to be my guess.
January, early February. That's going to be my guess because they gotta make it so that because 4.45 4.45 should drop in the next week or two.
Yeah, I'd expect it at least probably after November, like after November 1st, sometime around early November. We got FanFest November 16th, so it's like I wouldn't expect them to drop it in the middle, like at FanFest, because anybody who I don't know anybody here has been enjoying Eureka, but it hasn't been a.
I have.
Okay, so we got one.
I mean, I ain't enjoying it, but I'm doing it. I mean, like, I haven't done Eureka Pagos.
I hate Pagos. I didn't mind Animos. It's just too much. They screwed up the values to me.
He queued you up with you on Red Mage.
Oh, whoa, we're going an interesting setup here. Sorry, I didn't even do a ready check.
No, I'm a white mage.
We got 3 healers though.
Yeah, you kind of jumped the gun there.
On my bad side. Well, could we? No, we can't do this unsynced yet. Never mind. I was like, can we do this? Doesn't matter. We're all capped at 70 anyway. Who can out DPS who? Chaz versus Jelly. Yeah, so the next Evilise raid is going to be in patch 4.5. So that's going to kind of finish that series off. And then they're most likely to do the story parts in 2 parts. And, you know, part 1 is in January and part 3 is in March. And then the expansion is in June or something like that. And that's...
July. It'll have to
you
be
think
in
July?
Well, June is when the Japanese fan fest is.
Yeah.
It's all the way in June this time. So they're not going to do oh, here's the fan fest. Oh yeah, the game's out in a week. Go buy it now.
I have to check the date on that. Like June seems like I knew it was late. I thought like they said March, but then if it's not June, then yeah. Well, and that also means that if they hold the job reveals to that, like as if we only get like 2 jobs and they don't tell us what it is at the North American Fan Fest, and then they tell us what it is at, you know, Europe's, and then eventually in Japan's, it's like we're gonna be sitting here just kind of like, what's happening?
Well, they'll tease it in North America, just like always. They'll tease. Look at this shirt. Always look at this shirt. It better be a Mega Man shirt. I want a Mega Man shirt.
Oh, for Blue Mage?
Yep. If it's a Mega Man, it's Blue Mage.
What would be the Marvel equivalent? Because they've been really big into the Marvel theme.
Well, they did DC.
Oh, they did Batman,
and then
yeah.
They did Marvel. They did DC for Heaven's Word, and then they did Marvel for Stormblood.
So I guess they could I guess they could do Mega Man for Blue Mage.
Well, I'm trying to think, like, if they stick with comics, they would have to do something like a Dark Horse.
They can do Mega Man. Mega Man has a comic.
Nice. Who does the Mega Man comic?
Yeah, I think it's Archie.
Archie.
Okay.
Archie's a... When you talk about any kind of comic, Archie's just... They are hilarious.
Well, they did lose the Sonic comic.
I loved the Sonic.
One.
Don't talk about Sonic comics. They ugh.
Well, it was like, I thought the Sonic comic was based off of kind of like, they had a couple different TV shows. I remember one as a kid that
Sonic
I really loved.
Whatever they wanted it to do. They literally did whatever they wanted to do on Sonic comics.
Yep. It was all a big, massive fanfic to them.
Yeah. They literally destroyed Mobius, what was it, 8 times?
Yep.
And retconned every single destruction?
What like the retcon is something I hope that they like, because they used it kind of in 14 a little bit with 2.0 to 3.0. So I'm hoping that we can, like, I don't know, I'm hoping that we can get some meat with the story.
Well, the Archie comics, they go through a lot of retconning.
I think comics do, or they'll just create a new universe. It's like, how do we get out of this, guys?
There have been a few comics that have tried to stay, like, look at the Marvel comics. Like, some of those storylines have literally progressed for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And it's no retcon at all for like 30, 40 years. But, it would be interesting to see, like, what his shirts will be making.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to see him come out on stage. My concern is like that you're gonna hear a very loud audible groan if a slide comes up and it says challenging new dungeons, and it's gonna be like, if you don't bring in dynamic difficulty, I just don't think that's happening.
What do we do?
No, it's
There's
just
such
like
a thing as challenging dungeons in this game. I didn't know.
Right now, what do we do?
it's one of the things that needs to be blow them away. Like,
I will give
Throw that
them
feather away, dude. Thank you.
the
oh, why am I blasting into that? Got it.
the last two dungeons. Like, yeah, Arboretum was just but I will give them the burn was actually kind of sort of challenging day one.
It is. Like, if you go in and you run the content, like at the minimum eye level, which nobody does because there's no reason to, the dungeons are challenging. But that's where they need to bring in some kind of dynamic difficulty adjustment in which that, like, we can sit here and scale it and say, hey, check it out. Like, just give it, like, let the dungeon level up every time you can clear it. Just like, all right. Because then it's like, then you're only limited by how much, like your personal difficulty level. Because it's like, okay, you get a team of 4, you say, great. They already have this, like I've talked about it, but they've already got all the systems in place because it's like you got Heaven on High, you got modifiers, so they can say like, okay, well, not only are we leveling up monsters, but we're now adding modifiers this week. Other games kind of do it, and it seems to be. I've always enjoyed it, so maybe not everybody would, but
I think it would be actually. It might, like, I think we all talked about it. Jelly even talked about it. It might make us play the game more. Like,
interesting sound.
Weird burnout.
Something happened. Anything they do has to be coupled with, rewards, some reason to do it. Otherwise, because the same thing kind of with, I want open world content in the game, but I'm actually I've come to the realization that there's no reason for them to do open world content until we have cross data, until like our server structure. Like if you look at the maps, I love maps, but we would have to cut out a huge portion of the group that's joined us tonight to go do maps. And it's like we need to get to where, like, it doesn't matter, like we're all in the same data center, like it's all the part of the mega center progression, but we'll get there.
But my problem with Final Fantasy has been the fact that the game's been on the same formula since 2.0's basically started.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it has. They've changed the formula slightly, like weeks here and there.
Yeah, go ahead and finish your thoughts, Savy.
I mean,
sorry.
No, you're good. What is it? It's basically a dungeon, then a public raid. 2 dungeons, 2 or 3 dungeons a patch. Alternating between the big raids and the other parts. So, it's not much there other than some story, some side content that hasn't really, not everyone can touch. The story itself hasn't been overly interesting to me lately. I feel this.
Have you? You haven't caught up to 4.4, have you?
I'm stuck on a fight right now. The one where you fight the mold.
Okay. So yeah, I was with you. Like I actually really enjoyed like 4.0. 4.1 I thought was decent. I didn't really care for 4.2, 4.3 from a story, piece of it. Like I get why it had to exist. But then 4.4 has me excited for the future, and that's what we were even saying. What Barrett was saying, it's like everything that they feed me,
we're going to Garland.
Like not to Garland, but also that something big is happening. Like there's changes that are going to be. I don't know if there'll be people who will like them, but they're at least. Go ahead, Barrett.
I think we're going to be dealing with a civil war in Garland.
That'd be nice.
Something. Right now, what is it?
I think so too. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I think so too. Cause they've been dropping hints since like 4.2 that something's going on over there.
And how awesome would it be to have a revolt go on over there?
And I hope it has an interesting gameplay mechanic
Somebody let
to
it
it.
break.
Sathy, or somebody, can I have it?
What's up?
Thank you.
Oh, I died. Personally, I feel like a lot of the story quests they add every patch is filler.
It's
Not
it
like
is.
this
I'm never
last-
gonna complain
not
about
with
it
this
because
last one.
like they do a good job.
We had a massive drop of.
I would kind of
Lord,
argue towards the end of the one before that also.
Like 2.0 felt to me like a lot of filler.
2.0 did have a lot of kind of like fetch quests that kind of dragged it out. The only thing I would change actually about their story and their delivery is that it feels like there is so many like, oh man, this is great, this is voice acted, and then this other quest, which feels just as important, isn't voice acted. And so there is a part of me that just is like, I would like the last cutscene, the kind of the teaser for the next patch. I feel like it's always very important, but it's never voice acted, and I'd be like, oh man, if it was voice acted, that would just put the feather in the cap. Put it in there.
That's a definite thing. But I think that reason, that's a less of a time or like development standpoint, more of a money constraint. Because voice acting is not cheap anymore.
Oh no, it's $100 a minute. And I'm assuming that the rates have not increased in a while. And then Re3 Kanwu, I just kind of responded in text chat, but there was actually a 24-man raid. So that is...
Yeah, LFR. That basically be LFR.
Okay, we got an extra spot open. Let me go ahead and... Sathy, why don't you go ahead and work on your S3 here, and let me go and do Party Finder.
But yeah. They,
so we're first come, first served tonight.
They've dropped... I'm trying to remember 4.3.
Specifically asking for a machinist for some reason. See here, we got
People
two
play
tanks.
machinist.
Sathy did. Sai did a little bit ago.
What did I do?
You played him as a machinist.
I'm main machinist.
I don't know how you do it, dude.
Like nobody plays machinist, no one plays Dark Knight. Because they
Silent. I play Dark Knight.
Let's not get Jerry started on Dark Knights.
If they brought back Dark Dance, I would probably be more interested in it. The fact they took that skill away kind of lost it with the blinding and the kind of the weaving that in and out. But Warrior's just too tempting.
A lot better with the changes. It's still not where it needs to be, but it's definitely a lot better.
But to Barrett's point, and I think the general tendency of the community does agree in the sense that foundationally it kind of lost its identity. It's that, where does it fall? And then and then it's like, oh man, it'd be cool if it did this. And they're like, none of those changes about like that people have kind of even suggested have made it in. They've done a couple of tweaks, which actually been helpful. But then they go and make these changes to Warrior, and I'm like, holy crap. Because I started off this expansion as a Paladin. And I really loved what they did with Paladin, especially after coming from 3.0. And then it was like, okay. And then they're like, yeah, people were like not so satisfied with Dark Knight. Hey, how about all these awesome changes for Warrior?
I just have to say, Brian, first of all, I love your videos. They've helped me start Final Fantasy.
Oh, thanks, Frodo.
And I'm very new to the Final Fantasy universe in general. I'm a 10-year WoW player.
Oh, wow.
I have never found a game like this that actually rewards players. I mean, I've heard you guys talk about the problems in the game, but it's nothing compared to the problems that I've faced playing World of Warcraft. I mean, it seems like Blizzard just kind of spoon feeds you and makes you want more, whereas Final Fantasy, even with like their crafting and gathering and choice of professions and not very alt friendly, maybe it's just my initial take because I've been playing for about a month now.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
But I feel like they want to reward us more. They actually care about what their player base thinks.
The one thing, and like, thank you so much for sharing your your opinion, Frodo, because I actually that's what I see a lot is that it's actually, I think Final Fantasy right now is in a good state from a healthy perspective that is bringing in a lot of new players, and there is so much about this game to love and enjoy and to appreciate, like hands down.
But it's not.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's not doing anything to keep players who have been playing for a while.
Mm-hmm.
If you're at end game right now, unless if you're Savage rating, there's no reason for you to be like playing.
Well, and it's especially like to Barrett's point and to mine, like the challenge I've run into is that I'm finishing off my Dragoon, like, but I'm just like, gosh, like I want to keep playing and I want to do these things, and so I'm hoping they can address this. I'm my goal with the channel. One of the many, but it's also to help kind of take the voice, because it's like I don't hate the game. Obviously, like I'm frustrated that it's like the game isn't offering me more and for those who don't know, who me and what I do, like I study game development. I'm a software engineer. I've made a couple of games, not like publicly. But I build applications, I work in that world, and while it's not the Square Enix world, I just sit here and go, oh, they have this system, they've already created it, and they've got this system, they've already created it, and those are two separate the attractions within the game. Right. It'd be awesome if they just put it together in some form of endgame, because like you have, Frodo, you got so many awesome dungeons that are just waiting for you, and I think you're gonna have a blast running those. And then I sit here and go, I haven't, like, whenever I've gone back and hit a dungeon, like, and it's been like a year and a half or 2 years, I'm just like, I love this place. Variety is the spice of life. Why can't I play it at a challenging level? But yeah, go ahead, Frodo.
I feel like in order for some people to appreciate what's good in this game,
mm-hmm.
They would have to experience a game that does things very badly. and I mean, I'm speaking from, a WoW veteran point of view. They did things great to begin with, but then it just slowly started to decline until it just fell off the cliff, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like having that insight into what I really would like to see in games, I'm able to appreciate what I once didn't have. But
mm-hmm.
if you're a Final Fantasy, I would imagine if you're a Final Fantasy player, you've been playing. There's two Final Fantasy games, two online Final
mm-hmm.
Fantasy games. Is that correct?
Correct.
So if you've been playing that, and that's all you've exposed yourself to, then your opinion's going to be extremely biased
mm-hmm.
because you have nothing to compare it to. You were talking about being in game development. I was actually watching another YouTuber that's in game development that does WoW reviews and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he inspired me to eventually go back to school, and I want to go into game development as well, because I feel like that is really the direction that a lot of the creative and industrial side of society is going.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't really have the creatives that paint anymore. You have ones that develop 3D games and immerse people in,
mm-hmm.
give them another life, I guess.
Yeah, it's really quite interesting, because games as art, in and of itself, but also kind of as all these other pieces of content, they are all brought together. So like you might be a musician, and yet I'm in game development. Like I write music for games, and My brother is in architecture, and eventually he realized that didn't pay, and I was trying to get him to go into game development, because it's like, game developers will hire architects, and it's like, okay, here you go. For that reason. Now, I like from a because you have a really good point regarding like having and seeing other examples. Like most of my experience is Final Fantasy 11, Final Fantasy 14 1.0, and then 14, obviously 2 and beyond. But I have really actually enjoyed Guild Wars 2. I played WoW up to level 40. And that was my extent there. I know Jelly here in chat, she spent more time with WoW than I ever did. And then we have my other buddy that I do the YouTube channel with, Chris. he's recently been playing WoW. He took a break after that was the Pandera, I believe, expansion, and then he came back and prepped up for this. And he hasn't been playing it. Like, and that's kind of what was like when I first went. Oh, I'm wondering if WoW's having some problems before actually people started saying it about the expansion, because the expansion came out, everybody's hyped. Same thing with Destiny. Everybody's hyped about the new Destiny expansion, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna wait to see if people are still excited 3 months in. You know, like, are you still having fun?
Well, 3 months in, I still follow the news of WoW, and 3 months in, Blizzard is already sending out flyers or emails giving people chances to try a trial of the Battle for Azeroth.
Huh.
Only 3 months in, like it seems like they're just losing people in droves, and it's funny because I play on a new player server. I play on Famfrit.
Okay.
And it's funny because whenever you see the new adventure thing above people's heads, I usually walk up to them and I ask them 2 questions. I'm like, hey, are you on trial? And most people are like, yeah. And I'm like, let me guess, you came from World of Warcraft, did you? And like 70% of the time, people are old WoW players coming to Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
WoW. I was watching a video today about a guy discussing the problems, and my brother also chimed in on the subject. Essentially, from the general consensus is that the staff at Blizzard who work on WoW seem, at least in the individual's perspective, to not actually play the game, because they keep implementing things that don't really add to the game. They're adding things that are more based on data than what is actually fun.
Yeah, and you get the study groups, and they can really lead you down the wrong trail. And the best example of that is Destiny 2 Year 1. You know, it's like, it's so fascinating because it's like, I actually enjoyed Destiny 2, and then about a month and a half into it, I'm like, wait, something, like, we gave up a lot of content for just a better narrative.
I wouldn't even say content. I'd say it's the actual flow of the game.
True.
From D1.
True.
Like,
content,
example,
though, I'm saying like the raids, the strikes, like when I say content, I mean like there was a lot that we had, and it's like we had to say goodbye to. You know, that's what I mean.
Well, so here's the question.
Okay.
So first off, if you were to sit down and you have to think of it in Bungie's position, they have to make a new Destiny.
Yeah.
Via contract.
Yeah.
Now, would it have been better if they slapped on D1, give a PC port, and then keep bringing out content for that? Absolutely. The problem was D1 at that point towards the end was not in the best state. They had started making changes where people where it was like, ugh. I personally left D1 after a bit after Age of Triumph, where everyone's like, oh my gosh, everything's so great. And it's like, well, they brought back the old raids, but they didn't really change them up that much. So besides only one raid that was broken. So to me, it was, okay, memory lane, I'm done, bye. D2's problem was there was no reason to keep playing.
Right.
At all.
They just dropped exotics on us, like blah, and then there wasn't really anything to do with the exotic. We're running Sigmascape 3 because we're getting, Sathi hadn't done his Sigmascape yet, so we're in queue for that with one more DPS. If you wanna come along, if you're on Aether, we'll pick you up and bring you along. In fact, you could really come as anything because we're full pre-made. So honestly, I don't care. You got a 70? You got Sigmascape 3 open? Let me know. 42. No, it's so when you look at how did that happen, right? It's like they were listening, but they were not listening to the people who made and enjoyed Destiny 2. Hey, Gordon.
So they listened. No. What happened was they first listened to the study groups, and second, they started listening to the Crucible guys who were complaining constantly about the special weapon and the heavy weapons, and they're like, hey, we want to have more primary gunfights. So they're like, okay, let's make a 2 primary system. They did this big push to try to make Destiny 2 competitive, and people completely forgot that the mass majority of players weren't competitive in Destiny. In fact, Destiny itself as a loot-based game is not a competitive game.
Yeah, you have to have it on an equal footing, because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
if you don't, then it's like, that's what I was like. But they could make it where you start off every, like, the competitive mode with the same loadouts, or you pick from one of 4 loadouts or whatever. So it's like, okay, here's your stuff, and then you could fight over map dominance and power weapons and stuff like that. Like, they built that game before. It's called Halo.
Yes.
You know, and so, but like, to your point, it's that they wanted to make it competitive, but then they also didn't even launch with any custom games until, and that I think only got prioritized when everybody's like, what is that? And they had it, they eventually brought it. It took them, you know, till year 3 to get it into D1, wondering why there is not a competitive scene around the game. I like that everybody's doing around me. This is crazy.
Yeah, there was, they made a, well, they didn't make it. MLG picked up and they're like, hey, we can make this into this. And then they started making rules like you can't have certain weapons, perks that increase damage, things like that.
Right.
And people didn't really care all that much. So, and then right now, currently in D2, is it in a better space with Forsaken? Absolutely. Is it in the perfect place? No. I'm done. I've basically finished everything in D2 Forsaken, but just get a couple exotics, and I don't feel inclined to do that, mainly because the new exotics aren't as powerful as the old ones when you throw on a catalyst on them. I'd have no reason to use like the 1,000 Voices, which is the weapon that everyone's going ooh ah over, but then when you use it, you're like, why would I use this when I have a sleeper with a catalyst?
Yeah.
Why would I use this when I have the Whisper of the Worm catalyst? I'm basically done. It's because they didn't update too many of the perks. We need more perks for the hunts. They didn't add a whole lot of weapons to the game.
Right.
But one thing that I am excited for with D2 is then they're talking about, we're going to add a new weapon rarity. And it's like, it's about time. Borderlands had that. Pearlescence. Yep, that helped the game out a lot. You know, add that. Make that really rare. I will hunt for those things if you make them interesting.
Yeah.
Do that.
It'll be neat to see how it evolves, because to your point where, like, what are you guys doing? It's kind of dirty. It's kind of dirty. No offense.
Well, stop ignoring us.
I'm not ignoring you guys. We're just talking about Destiny.
I know it was a joke because I was like, he's not paying attention. I would have seen.
No, I've been watching the whole time. We've just been talking. Like, you get me talking, and then I'm going like all talking about the But yeah, like, it's
getting their workout on.
Exactly. But yeah, you know, so I think, Frodo, you bring up a lot of good points. I think that one of the things that, you know, I like to see, and I'm good luck on, and hopefully you'll be able to, you know, be able to break into the game industry, because it is like, I'm not in it as a professional. I'm just in software development as a professional, but I do have a lot of, like, one of my buddies, he actually wrote, speaking of Borderlands, he did Sir Hemlock's Big Hunt. So he actually was on the team that made that DLC for Borderlands 2. Wow. And so he's like, yeah, and it's so, in the insights that he has given me, and just in the industry, is just so fascinating, especially with Borderlands, like the amount of work, the amount of legal team work that goes into just like what jokes they can put in. It's insane, because it's like, you know, like, yeah, we cut like, you know, 60% of all the jokes because legal strikes them down, because they're like, we'll get sued for that. I like all these emotes.
Still waiting on Borderlands 3.
Yes, I am.
Well,
There's a Borderlands project that was canceled, and it sounded epic. I can't share what it is.
What's up, Brian?
What's up? Who's that?
It's me, Chaz.
Hey, Chaz. Welcome, dude. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us on voice. We'll see if we can get
Sure.
I don't know if we're gonna get
another. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you wanted to do something else.
Oh, I was about ready to give up.
Saying.
I was about ready to call it, because Julie's like, it's 10 o'clock. I need, you know, I got to get up early and work, so we might just have to run. We might run this, and then we might go to, and then I might just go to bed. I've got energy, but I get, to her point,
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna be up at, like, you know, 5 doing code, so it's like, it's 10 o'clock now. I don't want to be dragging. What's up, Nero? How you doing? We can start that party, yeah. I haven't done this fight in forever. Once I was able to get it and got the gear I needed, I was like, I'm done. It's a fun fight, though. But I was just like, I'll just go do Sigma
especially
6.
on the Savage difficulty.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess
one?
what,
Two?
I guess what really piqued my interest with thinking about getting into game dev is just getting sick of playing so many different games and just looking at something and saying, I could do this so much better. Like, you know, I mean, because there's so many gamers that I believe would make great devs, because you know a lot of players that care about a game will critique it, and they don't go any further than that.
Yeah. Well, I think that's like I think critique, in my mind, and maybe I'm defining it wrong, implies that you're offering then this is the problems, and then you're offering some form of solution.
Okay.
You know, it's trying to think critically of like how to make it better.
Active on the forums all the time, and for example, my computer was down for a while, so I was playing mobile games, and I really got into Lineage 2 Revolution, and there were things that constantly came to mind that I would do better in, that I would do differently and possibly better in Lineage 2. And then I played Crusaders of Light because it was a very wow.
Alright,
mobile
he's
game.
gonna do Air Force to get away from him.
Get away, get away!
And I would go on the forums and I'd say, hey, this is something that you guys could do differently, and it would probably make a lot of people happy, and it would stabilize your
Alright,
game.
we're going in the missile phase, so everyone got to your chakra points.
I'm loving I'm loving the call outs. This makes it feel so, like I'm a professional.
Yeah, I cleared the Savage of this, so yeah.
Nice.
It's just, I know the mechanics at heart. Oh!
Somebody got it.
I don't know. I could not catch
Safety does
any.
not. Yeah, your audio is a little bad, but it's still good because I was like, I'm catching it because I've done it, and then Safety's like, he has no idea what we're talking about.
Okay, we need to disarm the bombs here. There we go.
Arm and hammer.
Hammer's coming out. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Much I'm enjoying the conversation on the game subject.
Okay, he's gonna run program.
And
I think we'll be good on I think we'll be good on
He's gonna
mechanic,
summon Air
Chaz.
Force.
I think we'll be good on mechanic. Frodo, what were you saying about the about the forums and stuff?
Oh no, I was just saying that, you know, after trying to reach out to the devs on the forums and stuff like that, I've just always wondered what it would be like if, you know, all these ideas that I've heard other people have, that I have, if I just put it into a game, and maybe it's like the next big thing.
Could be. The the only thing you can really do, and the best thing that, like, you know, from a mental health perspective in life, is to do it. You know, it's like, because otherwise it's gonna be something like, you know, at the end of the life, it's like, did I try to make something great?
Right.
I'm gonna pull them all the way over here. Just gonna take this far one.
Damn. I think the biggest issue, though, with the fact that a lot of people think of is like, why don't they do these certain changes? You have to think of like development time. They also have to think of development costs as well, because they have a budget that they have to keep in line with, and a lot of the times their management will shut down ideas that one guy would think of as, oh, this is a great idea, but they're like, no, this is a terrible idea, because it would, you know, do one of the two things, which is take too long to develop, not think if they could develop it, or yeah, they would be too costly.
Yeah, especially when things start to fall into the concept of rework, right? Because that's that's the concern that I actually have, and I stated in my 14 video, where it's like either they're working on something big or they're actually struggling in the development world, where they're like where things are taking them 6 to 9 months, because that's the typical mental cycle, I think, from game develop, you know, for a feature or whatever. Where it's taking them 6 to 9 months. Now is it taking them a year? Like, why? What's slowing them down? And the answer is like, well, something's happening. You know, it's like I don't know what. And that's where I'm like, you know, it'd be nice if we had, okay, spread out.
Hey, it's Ultras.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, I really appreciate that they have added Eureka to the continuing stages of those.
of Eureka.
It's gonna be neat to see how Pyros ends up is received, because Pagos is apparently really, really divisive in terms of like the community.
I could sit down and tell you all the problems with Pagos I have with it. I mean, Animos was. It felt as if the biggest focus.
Sorry, go ahead.
It felt as if the biggest focus on Animos was get to the max level. Once you're at the max level, got a pretty decent, you know, every time you come in, you could usually go in, stay till your time runs out, come out with usually a weapon, done. And it felt good at that point. It was like I worked up to this point, and I got, you know, went through all the grinding, all that stuff, and now I come out with this thing, and it felt good. But the problem is with Pagos, if you hit max level, you probably aren't going to be able to even make your first weapon for quite a while, because they have, first off, you have to go kill Lohi twice, which his spawn rate is weirder than Pazuzu. The other issue is the fact that you also have to have 500 of the crystals from doing Notorious Monsters, which, yeah, they spawn more frequently, but the problem is they don't drop too many crystals. Like, the most you'll get is 25, and that's just from Louis. Everything else just drops, like, a really small amount of crystals. And then, after you finally get to 500, you also, have to go and farm, you know, normal enemies until you get 32 of these crystal drops, in which if it happens to drop, yeah, you get a decent amount now, but before it barely moved, and it didn't ever feel like as though you were making much or if any progress at all on all these three things. With Animos, it was just get to level 20, get those crystals, kill Pazuzu, you're done.
It was super easy, yeah.
Yeah.
Too easy.
I mean, literally, I had a friend that would go to sleep and he would ride my chocobo around. I would wake him up on Discord. He would tag the NM and then go back to sleep. And he got all of the weapons and all the gear for all the classes. And I don't feel like that's super okay, that's acceptable. It's not. That's gameplay. So I'm completely okay with how they did with Pagos. I have my weapon and I got out and never went back in. So it wasn't that hard, and I just choose not to do it again.
The thing that, for me though, is it comes down to a mechanic and the question of why is there not level sync? Because it's needed, my opinion, from day 5. And the fact is that it exists as a core concept of this game from day 1. And we don't have it still, and it personally frustrates me, because it's like, as somebody who's like, oh, I'm not, like, I need to have somebody who's within a certain level range. I'm used to that. Final Fantasy XI was fine, it did that, but then they also had level sync when they brought that in, and for me it was a huge boon to Final Fantasy XI, and it's great for here because the content in the dungeon is synced.
Oh, that sucked.
Yeah, that hit hard, but good job with the 1 hit point.
It was also years, though, before they ended up adding the level sync.
To 11.
I don't know if they just didn't have the technology, because that's my background is 11.
They pioneered it, though. 11 pioneered that. Like, I mean, to my knowledge, another game was doing that, and all of a sudden 11's like, oh, what if instead of like having to like if you have a friend who's a higher level than you and you want to play together, instead of them not allowing it, like, let's allow it. But for 14, it exists. Like, it's not like it's a new idea. It exists right now. It just doesn't exist for the ability for us to call it into action, like, manually. And I even asked Yoshi P about this personally, and he said it was a great idea. And it's going to be 2 years since that conversation, and that's one of the things I hope to interview about with him here in a couple of weeks. But like, hey, remember when you said this was a good idea?
Yeah.
Player comm, getting all the comms. He's like, what did I get into?
The other concept is that your death actually matters. Because you lose.
I don't mind that in Eureka. I don't mind, like, 99% of it is like, oh, okay, this is cool. If it was in the open world so that I could do Eureka, like, especially if I'm soloing in Eureka, and I could be in queue for, like, PvP, which never pops, that'd be cool. But I can't do it because it's instance content. You can't take advantage of Party Finder. You can't take advantage of these systems. And and again, like, back to the whole theme of the night, like, it leads me to say that they're working on something big. When they talk about the mega servers, it's like, yeah, I don't think we're going to get to mega servers anytime soon, but I think that if we were just in this world, Eureka was just a zone, but they filled it like they would do Duty Finder, like, you know, that they filled the zone with people from the data center. That could be open world. It means you can have access to all your tools. You could talk with your free company. Your friend comes online, you can bring them into the party. What's up, Bridger? And then it's like, and then they add level sync, and then that's content that I'd be interested in doing. Anyway, that's me. / rant.
Oh, I agree. I don't understand why they never allowed you to talk with people in an instance to begin with.
Well, I know why they said it. It's become annoying now. Because they were like, we were worried about people griefing, and it's like, oh, I don't know.
Nani?
Like, I can grief in party chat. You know, it's like I guess they're worried about, like, I don't know what they were worried about. They said it was something where they were worried about people, like, messing with each other.
We're talking about PvP.
Talking about PvP?
I missed conversation. What are we talking about?
About open world content, why you can't send tells in instance content.
Oh.
And it was an interview back from, like, the 2.0 days. USGP was like, yeah, like, you know, we want to make sure that, you know, people aren't, like, harassing each other. And it's like, okay. I think it's a technical hurdle. I think hopefully it's a technical hurdle that we see them overcome in, you know, the coming, you know, in the next 9 months. My personal hope. Just personal.
I feel like you don't get in fights with people, so you don't understand.
I typically don't get into fights with a lot of people.
I get in fights with people, like, every day. So the things that so I can understand.
But you
them
can still get into a fight with. You can still get into a fight with
/P.
You can be like, "Arr."
Yeah,
you know, you can be like,
I'm surprised I haven't been banned, like perma-banned from the game.
Some people have said, like, I would totally go vote your idea, Brian, but I've been perma-banned from the forums. I'm like, what did you do? So you can. So Douglas is saying you can send tells in Eureka. Can you send it between, like, people on your friends list and stuff like that, or only people within the instance?
You can talk to anybody.
So they've opened it up
We've had a
for that,
conversation that Eureka is like the ERP capital of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's pretty much you go into Eureka, the ERP.
Oh,
like,
fun.
I don't know if people actually go in there to, like, level anymore, but that's what you do.
I've tried, and it's like, again, like, I'm there.
Well, no.
Okay.
ERP.
No, I'm
not ERP.
I'm not saying I have ERP. Well, who knows? You don't know me. Like, I have a whole different side. It's like I turn my hat around, and then you never know. But no, it's like I was talking about leveling in Eureka. Like, I've gone in, and it's like I was solo, and I was working my challenge log, and I was like, okay, it would be cool if I could do, you know, I could be in queue for something like that's going to take forever to pop, like PvP. Like, oh, they're like, oh, the new feast, the season of the feast. I'm like, I get on and I put myself in a queue, and it says like 30 minutes, and I go, you know, that armor looks cool, but not that cool. You know, so it's like, all right, I'm just gonna, like, but if I could be doing something, that's the problem, is that we've shifted everything so much to the instance, you know, that it's like, and this is, and Frodo, this is, are you still here? Did we lose him? Okay, we lost Frodo. But it's that whenever you, as soon as you don't need XP, like, so much of this game becomes completely irrelevant. And that's the thing. It's like, it'd be so cool if, like, I could, you know, be in queue while, you know, doing this, or be in, you know, leveling in Eureka while I'm waiting for, you know, some content that is not necessarily the most popular content to pop. But
I remember I would just go into Eureka after I got my weapon, getting other stuff. I would just go in Eureka and I just work on my book / series while waiting for the freaking notorious mobs to spawn.
Okay, so Frodo's not in voice. He's just leveling. Well, good luck, Frodo, on your leveling. Guys, I'm going to wrap up stream. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Barrett. I'm sorry, my eyesight's there with me. Okay, cool. Car Dustin, Chaz, Cleo, Sai, Sathi, Jelly, Bridge, Douglas, Frodo, all the people, Josh, Zion, and Hero, Sebastian, Bravo, Barra, for the subscribes on YouTube. It really had a lot of fun, guys. We're going to be trying to do more community game nights like this, and I do the poll up on YouTube about a couple different games. This seems to be the most obviously popular to vote, but I know a lot of people want to see a little bit more Final Fantasy XI, and so we'll be doing some content regarding that and more. Guys, thank you so much. Have a fantastic evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.